What's up, folks? Welcome to Nino's Corner.tv. I'm joined with Ron Partain. There's something that's very disturbing developing right now that I've talked about quite a bit with my guests, and I know, Ron, you've talked about this as well. There's checkpoints being set up, not by the military, but by rogue-type gangs or cartels in America happening right now, specifically Lincoln Heights, Ohio, where a checkpoint has been put up. It's north of Ohio on I-75
North of
that are,
Cincinnati.
yeah, of Cincinnati, restricting white people from entry into that area or those neighborhoods. Now, this to me is unbelievable that this is happening in America, but apparently this is a response to a neo-Nazi rally that happened just days before that took place in that area. So this to me is all problem, reaction, solution. People are being played. I'm sure you agree with me as well, Ron. But
1,000%.
folks, yeah, I mean, this is just something that's manufactured in my. I don't believe this is organic, and neither does Ron. But we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to show you footage of this developing right now. But first, folks, get your collagen with Nino. Health with Nino, folks. Did you know 2024 study found collagen supplements can boost skin hydration by 14%, improve elasticity by 23%, and reduce wrinkles by nearly 20% in just 12 weeks? This is your sign to use collagen to transform your skin from the inside out. But unfortunately, most collagen typically found in store shelves is filled with junk. That's why I've been using this amazing product for the past few years, and I'm obsessed with the results. Unlike other collagen supplements, this collagen uses the top 5 types of collagen for skin health. This premium collagen blend works together to help reduce visible signs of aging, reduce wrinkles, promote a youthful glow, promote elasticity, and promote skin hydration. I just mix it into my morning coffee every morning and shake it a little bit, and the rest, and it handles itself. Try it yourself and start healing your skin. Place your order while it's 51% off now at Health with Nino. The link is down below, folks. Plus, if you'll receive a free VIP live health and fitness coaching for life, a free ebook titled "The 14 Foods 14 Foods for Amazing Skin," a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, and free shipping if you order now. So get over there, folks. Health with Nino, baby. Oh, yeah, let's get into this. This is getting, I don't even know what to think anymore, man. It's like anything goes. Every time you turn on the internet or the X or whatever, you see something crazy developing. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen right now and get, and Ron and I are going to commentate on this disturbing sight. I mean, I don't know. If I lived there, man, I'd be pissed. It's kind of like that here actually with the border, folks, to be quite honest with you. So I'm gonna let it play. So this is developing and happening right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you hear it, Ron?
Yep.
Definitely. Look at my baby.
So look, you even see a female standing there with a gun.
And she's
what kind of gun is that,
Ron? That's an AR. It looks like an AR.
Blocking traffic checkpoints.
I mean, I see multiple people with AR-15s.
Just walking around in the open, man. But
well, yeah, I mean I mean, it's not illegal. Not illegal in Ohio.
Right, it's not illegal, but what they're doing is illegal, right? Setting up their own checkpoints and not letting people go through.
Yeah, you can't impede traffic. You can't. That's against the law. You can't impede traffic. You can be arrested for that.
Oh, baby, yeah, man. Yeah, what do you doing? Fuck this stuff coming. Fuck on.
So I'm curious how the police are going to handle this. I mean, I guess this is the first officer on site.
All right, cool. Let the cars come. Just don't let them people come back no more.
Was it a police officer white?
I couldn't tell.
All right, cool. Let the cars come.
Hard to see. He looks cocky. He looks white.
So this to me, what I think is going to happen here, along with these, mass deportations, I think these neo-Nazi rallies are like what you said, we're on not organic. Don't you agree? And it's
I
just
agree.
I think they're using that to fuel or to problem reaction solution, get the reaction, which they're getting right now from
Well,
these areas.
it's creating it's creating division, it's creating chaos. Um, it's creating it's creating chaos. That's the best way I could say it. They are deliberately creating chaos because they want us at each other's throats. Because if we are fighting each other, then we won't stand united against the garbage that's coming out after us. And I'm using YouTube friendly language.
Yeah. So you think this is just their way of dividing the pie?
Well, I think it's I okay, so I don't believe that these people that are doing that roadblock, I don't believe they are. I think they're genuinely out there doing what they're doing. I don't think that was organic. I think or no, or excuse me. I think that was organic. I think what these people were doing was organic, but it was in response to what happened in this place right here.
Which
This
we both
I
think
don't I do
is not
not
organic.
believe this is organic. I believe this is very similar to a staged event, specifically for the reason or for the purpose rather of creating the type of response that we're seeing that was posted on Twitter.
Days after a neo-Nazi demonstration in Lincoln Heights, residents are still wondering what happened and reeling from an impact the group has had on their community. 𝗬𝗃𝗶𝗹 has gone through body camera footage and released information from the Avondale Police Department, Hamilton County Sheriff's Office, and Village of Stockland. Here's everything we need to know at this time. So this, to me, I agree with you. This right here was manufactured, in my opinion. This was not
Right.
organic.
Right.
Wow.
This was probably something that was USAID funded.
Right. Allegedly, we're guessing, folks.
Right.
Right.
But I
You're
mean,
right.
but knowing what we know about what has been going on, that would make sense.
Right. So I would imagine a lot more of this is going to pick up, or will it? Because now there's a crackdown on the USAID. How are they going to fund? There's a crackdown in the southern border. Cartels can't really fund much anymore. With the money they have left over, they can, but their
Well,
main
that
arteries and veins have been cut off.
yes and no. I mean, they still have money.
Right.
So, they very likely what they did was in anticipation of this because that as far as I understand, USAID was um they actually resisted the whole executive order to discontinue or pause um, foreign aid, and I believe USAID was under the category of foreign aid.
So you think it's USAID or do you think it's outside organization, NGOs?
Well, I think it's both. But
Yeah.
USAID was funding private organizations to do that. So I don't believe their coffers aren't dried up. Because I believe they probably had a lot of money, still on the books to keep funding stuff like this. They probably were saving up, specifically for this reason. I mean,
Right.
I don't know about you, but I am seeing and kind of like in my perspective, I'm seeing I don't want to say it's a gentle, but a gradual ramping up of chaotic events. And the things that we thought we were going to see between November and January, I see them starting to manifest now, but it's happening. It's almost like a slow burn, in my view.
Right. Or, like it was really cold in the wintertime. So maybe they're going to be ramping this up for spring. Maybe it's going to be spring
Possibly.
where we see all this kick off, that's what I'm thinking. I don't
I don't know either. I really don't know. But the only thing that I can tell you, only thing I can just tell people is like, do not participate in anything like this at all. Do not go out and get involved in anything like this. If you see things about protesting and organizing protests, stay away from that shit
Yeah.
because you don't know who's funding those protests. And if you get out there and get stuck up and get caught up in the middle of that, you are putting yourself into, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're, what camp you're putting yourself in. And so the best thing that I could do is to say is avoid those places at all costs. Now, if you
So,
stumble into it, that's one thing, but don't go there because you saw some media post or
oh,
social
look
media
for if
post.
you stumble into it, look for an exit immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Get the heck away immediately.
But these checkpoints that are being put up, I mean, I have a feeling, and it's just a hunch. And I'm sure you probably, I would like to get your perspective on this, Ron. Um, I think Trump's going to let this get a little bit out of hand so that he can put the military on the streets. He's going to let it get.
Maybe. I mean,
He's
that's
going
a
to let this get a
possibility.
little bit out of hand, so that just like with the border here, I'm looking at the border here and I'm thinking to myself, huh? At any moment, this can kick off. Really, like at any moment, this can kick off, and then once that happens, the court of public opinion. Trump just needs the public to be behind him to go ahead and do what? Go into Mexico if he wants to.
Well,
And maybe
you're seeing some of that with are you seeing military activity at the border?
yes, it's here, and on their side too, which is something I've never seen before.
Now, is it Mexican military?
Yes, Mexican and our military.
Hmm.
So this is something that it's like two militaries squaring off, man. It's crazy. Just a fence dividing them, and they're looking at each other all day long.
But is the United States military there in support of the Mexican military? I mean, are they
They're
working
supposed to be working together on
together?
this,
Yeah.
right? 𝗬𝗃𝗠𝗶𝗹 came with a deal. Or Trump worked a deal with her to stop the tariffs, but she has to bring up 2,000 military personnel to the border. But this to me is just a recipe for disaster, because it's like telling the bank robbers to protect the bank. I mean, that's who these guys are. They're cartel ran. I mean,
Mhm.
this is not, it's almost like they're dragging their feet for a little while until like they're getting their chess pieces in order, because this, business as usual has been come to a complete abrupt stop. And now we're asking them to police themselves. There's a lot of stuff here that doesn't add up to me. And um I'm wondering which direction this is going to go and when.
Well, I would agree with that. There are definitely a lot of things that aren't adding up. I don't like the fact that things are still. I mean, despite the things that you just played, I still feel as though what we're seeing right now is still is still calm before a storm.
Right. But I mean, I think you're right about that. I think this is, if it didn't kick off in October, November, December, I think they thought they had it in the bag is why. I don't think they
Mm.
were expecting Trump to win. That's my honest belief.
I
But
I
now
disagree. I think they
I
thought. I
do.
think well, I think that was what they were trying to convince everybody of. It's this like I think that's what they were trying to persuade everybody at. But I don't believe that. I think they knew internally what the
Well,
real numbers were.
yeah, yes, but well, of course, I agree with you on that. But that is, I'm saying they were going to try to finagle the bagel, and they were confident in finagling the bagel. Yeah, I think they were confident in their methods to do so, and there was just no way they were going to let him win. But I think he was stopped in real time, and he's in there now. And I think they're shell shocked, and they're reeling back, going, "What the hell just happened? We got to go to plan not B, C, and D, but X, Y, and Z now." And I think
Well,
now they're like, "Well, let's start the chaos. Let's start the neo-Nazi rallies. Let's start with the checkpoints here, because I think, and I think Trump knows this, and I think that he might be waiting on them playing that hand so that he can bring in the military on the
did you
streets. What's your
see?
thoughts?
Did you okay? So did you see the Tucker Carlson interview with Mike Benz when they were talking about USAID and all and
Oh, I didn't see
how?
it.
Okay, so there's a couple of really good videos out there that I would encourage people to see. They're here on YouTube. go to Jimmy Dore's website, DORE, Jimmy Dore, and one of them was Trump overwhelming the media. And then another one was I actually did a video on this with Ghost and Armando on my channel on Monday. We talked about the basically the Trump's blitzkrieg against the media, and I essentially I played both of those videos and then we kind of paused them and discussed it. But the maneuver warfare that is being done by Trump against the media, they are going so fast they can't the media cannot respond. They can't coordinate with amongst themselves to respond. And
because of the avenues that have opened the floodgates like X.
yes. Yeah, well, and not just X, but all of the executive orders. And then what happens is that the things are coming out so doggone fast that they can't the media can't respond. The guy who he posted a post on X and it said, something that was front page news, breaking news 3 hours ago is off of the front page because there's so much breaking news they can't keep up. And
So it's
because
a
of that,
blitzkrieg.
it's a blitzkrieg. And then
Okay.
JD Vance responded to that, and he said, "Get ready because this is the pace. This is exactly the pace it's going to be sustained for the next 4 years." So
Wow.
yeah, so it's
Yeah,
so
and I mean, look at everything that's coming out right now. The MSM will die on the vine because it cannot keep up with alternative media now.
yes.
That's what's
And they
happening. So,
and they can't, and the MSM cannot coordinate with their deep state assets to to push counter narratives because the narrative is changing so fast and it's being dictated by Trump and the Patriots.
so when I was on with 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗃 and Jacob, we were talking about this, and I even said, I was like, "This is a fight," and it's like if the election was the knockdown in the 12th round, now you jump all over him like stink on shit, man. You get on this person and take him out. Killer
That's
instinct,
yeah,
full effect.
that is exactly what's happening right now, and
So yeah, so the
it's
blitzkrieg is happening now. It's the killer instinct. They're going in to take them out completely, and before they can get on anything, it's on to the next, on to the next. Before they can even patch things up or try to cover up a story, we're on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
yeah,
That's
and
incredible.
if they do catch up to one story, then the Trump administration has 4 or 5 contingencies to fall back on so that they can't keep up, so that they are always constantly on their heels and they can never catch their breath.
So like
So
boxing, they're just taking punches, taking punches, taking punches. They can't recuperate.
right,
We're not giving them time to breathe or recuperate.
that's right. That's exactly what's happening.
Yeah,
And
incredible time.
it's a beautiful thing to see. But I mean, it is going to be chaos, and they can't. I do see that some of these low level judges and stuff, they're coming out and they're trying to put stops to it, and they're trying to stop. They're trying to pause as much as they can, but it's not going to work because if any of these judges come out, like I mean, they're just going to be impeached. I truly
Well, it's kind
believe
of
that
like
the
it's kind of
judges.
like today when I talked about the Democrats are under now they're yelling constitutional crisis,
Mhm.
and there's military leaders that are defying Trump's orders. So all they're just going to clean themselves out.
Yeah. Well, they literally are showing their ass. I mean, that's what they're doing. They're showing their ass. They're showing their cards. And this is exposing the people who are going to be loyal to the country versus the people who are being loyal to the deep state. And and so I mean, it's going to be chaotic and this is the best way to clean house.
I have here, yeah, Democrats declare constitutional crisis as military leaders begin to defy Trump. I did a morning show on this today. CNN is reporting that America's top military leaders are meeting to formulate plans to defy orders from President Trump or Defense Secretary Hegseth that they don't agree with, including using active duty troops to quell protests in cities or assist with deportations. Now, if more of these checkpoints pick up, obviously, I'm hoping the police can handle it, but military will be brought in for stuff like this. You're
Well,
impeding
that's
traffic.
okay. What is the purpose of the military? I mean, I'm not asking you that in a
I mean,
flippant way.
it's
I'm asking what is the primary function
protection
of the
of the
military?
people,
Protection of the country.
protection of the
Okay.
people in the country,
Protection
of
of
we
the
the people,
country.
right?
Okay. Now, if they are engaged in a mass deportation event, that is where they're getting rid of illegal people or people who are here illegally. That is done in the course of protecting the sovereignty of this country. It's
And this is where the entitlement comes in with these people is that they think they belong here. They think this was their country first.
well,
That's
that
their
no, yeah,
argument.
you're
That's their
getting into
argument.
you're getting into La Raza and stuff like that.
Right, right.
But the vast majority of the people that are here, I don't they're not necessarily right from Mexico. They may have come up through Mexico or or down through Canada, but I think the
Well,
vast
this
majority of
was
the
Texas was Mexico.
oh, I know. Well, so is
That's what that.
California.
But see, but I'm just telling you that's how they think. This is what they
Right.
think. All their families are here, and it's like Ukraine and Russia. Like a lot of their families are here, families
Hmm.
are there. They go back and forth. They don't. They feel like they're having their land taken away. I'm just stating their case. I
Oh, I
agree
get
with
it.
you. I agree with my audience. There should be boundaries. There should be borders. It is what it is now. We can't let the flow of fentanyl trafficking. It's over. Game over. It's not the 1800s anymore.
Right. Yeah, this is they can't operate like Pancho Villa. It's just not
Right? It's just not.
it's
It's a
not
different
that way
time and
anymore.
age, man. They got to respect the
Completely.
laws.
100%. And you have to respect the borders. And they've disrespected it for so long that it's basically become habitual. And when you allow things to go for so long, it's kind of like it's kind of like what was it, the broken glass policing that they were doing in New York. When New York was in just absolute chaos in the 90s, and when who was it, Giuliani, when Giuliani became mayor, he got in there and they started doing what they call broken glass and stop and frisk. And if anybody was guilty of any little thing, then they were taking them to jail, or arresting them or doing whatever. But what that sent the message is that, look, because if you won't stop the small things, then small things will grow into big things. And what we are seeing right now is drastic action that has to be done. Because if it's not done, then
This is what happens right here.
we aren't gonna have a country, bro. Yeah, and see this stuff right here. This won't stand. This can't stand. Now I understand the mentality of why they did what they did, but what they're doing, what these people, in my humble opinion, are guilty of is acting emotionally to something that they perceive as a threat, but the perceived threat was done by elements that inaugurated it, that was not organic, but it was designed to create this emotional response.
They're being impulsive and responsive.
Well, yeah, but problem, reaction, solution. The
Right. This is the desired result of what they want.
right. The Neo, and I'm just going to say Neo N, because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The Neo N organization or thing that happened the day before, they were stopping black people from coming in. And so the black people then organized a protest that was very similar to what the Neo-Ns did. And now, but this is the reaction that the deep state wanted. So because I would argue that the Neo-Ns were put up to it by elements of like USAID, whatever,
Right.
but to foster this type of a reaction. And now what you've got is you've got people that are at each other's throats, and it's not the way that's not the way it should be.
No.
But you know what? This is going to be part of the chaos that we have to go through to get through to clean on the other side.
Right. Pockets of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as we thought it would be initially. But who knows?
Well, but it could be, and it could be worse. We don't know.
It could be worse. We don't know. Folks, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Ron, thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
You can see Ron at
UntoldHistory.tv.
UntoldHistory.tv and,
Takes you right to my
of course,
channel.
Nino'sCorner.tv. Thanks, Ron, for joining me.
Hey, man. Good to see you, brother.